you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And off we go from Dallas. Tucker now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Once again, Irving. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, Mayfield. That's caught. It's Cade Otton. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down, here's Baker. Grabbed by Chris Godwin. And that's good for a gain of 5. Malik Hooker with the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Baker now from the gun. That's complete, Mike Evans. And in, touchdown Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Mike Evans with the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Ready, take.
Dak off the play fake. Lays out. What a catch. And he'll be touchdown after a big play. First down. Here's Dak. He fires one deep down the middle. And oh, he drops the deep shot. A big play to start the game, but it slips through incomplete.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Throwing again is Dak. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm, and I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to...
By a man, and now he's in the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Throwing on first is Prescott. It's taken in by Lamb. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Time for our second quarter now. Let's see if the Cowboys can capitalize here in the red zone. Here's Dak. That one's incomplete, couldn't connect. First time this game they've looked to him, and that makes it 2nd and goal. They'll try and punch it in, and he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Only a yard on the pickup. That leaves him with 3rd and goal at the 6.
Yeah! Here we go!
Dak now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
They're going for it. Here's Prescott. And he will score. It's a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys finish off their opening drive. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys start off well to tie things 7-7. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Bucky Irving now to return. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second and 8. He's on the move. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. And it's the Buccaneers looking at 1st and 10. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Diving, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that's sure.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that can go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Complete beyond the marker. So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the first.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That's going to be caught by Evans. And he's out of bounds, a little short of the 10. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
Hey, alert 33. Done.
Working inside the red zone. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. But it looks like the Buccaneers made a heads-up play, got on top of that one for the recovery. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Motioning one of the tight ends. Irving here from the gun. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers, their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Mayfield now from the gun. Looking for an open man. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played.
You got a good one
we'll
going.
Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Turpin with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Yes! Here we go! At 47! Everybody, kill! What do you think?
Prescott here from the gun. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah! Here we go!
Working from the pistol, Prescott. Ferguson's got it, complete. And they get this down to the 28. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Kill! 47! 26!
Dak out of the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Quick pass, right side, complete. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. They have themselves another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right check. We're going to 54. 26.
Another throw for Prescott. Escapes the pocket. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
Hauled in by Lamb, right side. And this one does not go far.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Completed to his running back.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
Gay's kick is good. And that will tie things up in the 3rd.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Irving. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
A split second, all to keep the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Regular.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. On target to Godwin. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Hey, alert! Real.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down.
Set. Point it right. Alert!
Baker now from the gun. And down he goes. The Cowboy defense gets it done. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Another try following the sack. A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Here we go.
1st and 10, Prescott. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
46. Yeah!
2nd down, here's Prescott again. Doesn't make the connection.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
He'll throw it. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing fourth down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
That's cut beyond the marker. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down, here's Dak. It is cut left side. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Offense up to the line fast.
Here we go, 46. 26.
Dak throwing again. Forced out to his right. He's running with it. And he has them a first down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning.
Go to 54, go to 54, wide 26.
Here he is to throw. Buying some time left. And he will score. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys have taken the lead late. It's a Dak Prescott touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
He'll look to throw it. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. He was looking for Chris Godwin on that play. And that'll bring up second down. Setting up to pass. This finds Evans complete. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Back to throw. Into traffic, complete. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's first and 10. Baker throwing again. Hauled in by Godwin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Irving on the inside give. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Tampa spends its second timeout now. Still one more in their pocket to use. They need the end zone here. They've got 4 chances at it. This is first and goal. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And they got there in time. He's taken down. That timeout taken by the Buccaneers, and that's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
what's going to happen is EA Sports is going to continue
Backed up to
showing
the 8
disrespect
here.
to
It's second
Tristan
and goal.
Wirfs for some weird reason. He must have done something to somebody at the EA facility because that happens every game, and it's ridiculous. He's one of the best linemen in the league. How's that possible? Right, and it's like, it's Tristan Wirfs. How's that possible? I don't understand that.
Now Mayfield.
I mean, see,
That's much too
what
high
are
and
we
out of the
doing,
end
bro?
zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Throwing now. Flush down now to his left. And they're still like Rocky. Brings in the touchdown. And now they've got a shot to force overtime.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I've given it all I got on this game.
So well regarded across
We're live on
this league,
YouTube,
Brock.
man. You gotta give us a sub after this game.
Difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did. I did. The defenders.
Yeah. We just
start
now. We don't
even
have
when
many
people
viewers. Maybe
know
one or
his
two
numbers
people
being
watch
called.
the game or
He
whatever.
still finds a way to deliver.
Cool, man.
One final shot here. And that catch gets them the 2.
Holy
We're
shit, what a
all
game.
tied up here in the 4th. They're not out of it yet. That conversion successfully tying this game and puts us, of course, on track for overtime.
So much momentum gain, long odds to get those 2-point conversions, but now you got to have discipline. We know, we've seen it in playoffs with limited time left. You got to make sure you finish the deal and carry this momentum you've just gained into that extra frame.
And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw, Prescott. He puts everything behind this one. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Well, Brock, 4 quarters. From the jaws of defeat, they snatch this game away. And now we're off in overtime to decide it. Turpin with a return. Finds some space. He's past the 30.
Holy shit.
Are they going to run him down? There it is. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys take the lead in this game. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. And that'll leave them with just 1 remaining in overtime. Defense had a chance to scheme it up, now lined up to defend this try. First throw of overtime now. And he's got it, cut the end zone, so the touchdown and the 2-point pass break the tie.
This dude
Give
won't
him an
go away,
8-point
man.
lead. From the jaws of defeat, they snatch this game away. And now we're off in overtime to decide it. Tucker now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Complete to his man, Sterling Shepard. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Hauled in left side. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Got Evans, it's complete. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone.
Oh, dude, you got to hang on to that,
Defender
bro.
arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Mayfield to throw again. Catch is made in close. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Run. Point it right.
Baker now from the gun. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers make it a 2-point game. Mike Evans with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you love...
Oh, big interception here.
Good game, dude.
Picked off by Malik Hooker.
Good game, man. We'll meet again.
So it's a win for the Cowboys. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams, and it's coming up next.
This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're 10 miles south of downtown LA as you get a look inside SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that it's a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
Right to the air, it's Hurts. The open receiver is Dotson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this up, working towards the first down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out. They face 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run here with Barkley. And he's going to have an Eagles first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Now think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. Not much happening there. Just a short gain.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9. On the handoff, this is Barkley. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. from the shotgun. It's Hurts. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by former #1 overall pick and Super Bowl champion with the Rams, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But when he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further. Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense. No gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Stafford. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
Right side, complete to Nakua. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
The Eagles offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead. See if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score, and it's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. He'll push ahead to the 21. Cameron Kitchens there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Barkley. Look at him move away from a tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
3rd and short, and Hurts will throw. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Hurts looking to throw on first down. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Here's a handoff to Barkley. Barkley's got the first down and more. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. This one is caught by Dotson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Hurts. Over the middle to his tight end, Goedert. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
Hurts working in the pistol. Now he'll run it. And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up 1st and goal.
Two yards from 6 points. It is first down and goal. Here's Barkley. He slams it in there, and he is in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Jake Elliott now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Eagles are out to a 10-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Rams offense ready to take over for their second possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Play action, Stafford unloads downfield looking for Nakua. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
The first carry here for Kyron Williams. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. Reed Blankenship coming up from his safety spot to make the stop. What can they do here on third down and 7? From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
Here's Ethan Evans now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. Hurts now. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he's going to be taken down up around the 24-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
A first down throw for Hurts. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
On second down, Barkley. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
You hear teams talk about it all the time, Mike. Let's win at the point of attack. And boy, this team here early in the first quarter, they've done just that.
A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up first and 10. And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
A second down throw for Hurts. A short throw taken in by Goddard. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Third and 6. To throw, Hurts. Now a screen set up for Barkley. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down?
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the play fake, here's Stafford. That one brought in by Nakua. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the carry, it's Williams. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
1st and 10. Cup in motion. They go play action with Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And he's down at the 3. What a run.
We had a feeling coming into the game that they were going to get this guy plenty of touches, and you can see from this early success why. The defense is going to have to make some adjustments here because they have had no answers thus far.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. They'll run. It's Williams. And that'll be a pickup of 3. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. That one taken in. Puka Nakua. Touchdown, L.A.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Joshua Carty comes out now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Rams are on the board. It's 10-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. A pistol snap back to Hurts. That's going to be intercepted.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Stafford. That'll be taken in. It's DeMarcus Robinson. 17 yards on that connection. Good for a Rams 1st down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. And we're back at SoFi in SoCal after this. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Here's the give up the middle with Williams. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. A shotgun snap to Stafford. He pulls it in around the 5. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over. Now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they dig in and at least force a field goal?
Here's Stafford. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. DeMarcus Robinson. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
On comes Joshua Carty for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Rams are on top. It's 14-10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell, and he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Hurts will work here from the pistol. He'll tuck it and take off. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That one pulled in by Brown. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert, that time, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Firing right side, brought in by Brown. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Hurts going to keep it on the option. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now. And he'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Rams offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
They'll go again with Williams. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Now Stafford. He's got a man. That's Nakua. Complete. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the handoff, it is Williams running to the right. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Off play action. It's Stafford. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Just another example of poor decision-making. I mean, making a bad play even worse. There's nothing there on 2nd down. Just throw the ball into the stands and move on to 3rd. Now you take that sack, and it's going to take a miracle to stay on the field.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing, Stafford. That is caught. It's Robinson. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To throw is Hurts. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. They'll find his receiver, Johnny Wilson. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
That one caught by Smith. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On 1st and 10, it's Barkley. Oh! And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. Cameron Kitchens there to bring him down. Second and 7. Hurts going to hold on to this one. And some good running there. That's a first down up to the 43.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
Couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. Hurts working in the pistol. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
To throw on second down is Hurts. That'll be taken in by Barkley.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Now a 3rd and 2. Now Hurts going to call his own number. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Puka Nacua and this Rams offense come back onto the field. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. the shotgun, it's Stafford. That's into the hands of the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They go play action with Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Stafford now on 2nd down. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
What an impressive play by this linebacker. I mean, Mike, back in the day, you would never see a linebacker take down a wide receiver in the open field like that. But these guys are tremendous athletes who can really hold their own in space. And he killed that play before it even had a chance to develop.
In motion, it's Robinson. Throw it on 3rd down, Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Hurts. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. Two minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I return to SoFi Stadium after a short break. Here's a 2nd and 12. Now Hurts. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches. But They seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
There's the tight end, Greg Calcaterra. On comes the punter now, as he is on to kick it away. They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Rams offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, here's Stafford. He'll take a shot downfield looking for Cup. He's got it! And he's out of bounds all the way into enemy territory, past midfield. A huge play just before the half. It's a gain of 49.
The offense is able to land a big blow there, and I think what happened defensively, Mike, is just everyone was not on the same page. And when you do that at this level, the good offenses, they're going to make you pay for it. They've got to clean up those mistakes, make the offense have to earn everything they get.
On 1st down, Stafford. He'll get this complete. It's Cup again. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Now the Rams going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now a 2nd down throw for Stafford. He'll locate Cup. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome. So it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
This one is caught by Robinson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Now a timeout Rams, that's number 2, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Second down and 3. To the air again. Stafford. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
3rd down, 3 to go. Again, it's Stafford. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line. So on comes Joshua Carty to try this field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Carty's kick is good. And the Rams going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Britton Covey now on the return. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. First and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Open man downfield is Smith. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down. They'll run it here with Saquon. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the second quarter clock. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This a 42-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Eagles are able to cut it to 4, 17-13.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Now a first down throw for Stafford. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports Studios and our halftime report. We saw a vintage first half from the veteran Matthew Stafford. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half. About to get started. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle. Third and 9. To throw is Stafford. That's taken in by Higbee. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now Stafford. That one on target to Kupp. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
They run over center with Williams. And he'll get about 5. Off play action. It's Stafford. That is caught. And he's in. Demarcus Robinson. Touchdown, L.A. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
This is a great example here, Mike, of an offense and a quarterback that is just in complete control and rhythm. Not only is he able to deliver this ball on target downfield, but the accuracy is what allows his receiver to stay on his feet, pick up the remaining yards after the catch, and walks it in for a touchdown.
Carney now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Rams will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. For the return, here comes Britton Covey. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Eagles offense ready to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down.
He just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here comes the Eagles punt team. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Here comes Smith on the return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here comes Cooper Kupp and the rest of the LA offense set for this next Rams possession. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the third quarter. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. Pass caught right side by Higbee. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
There he goes, inside the 30. A big run, they finally get to him and bring him down.
Wow, I mean, he's going to be disappointed he wasn't able to take that all the way, but that's still a heck of a run. In the end, after a good tackle to save the touchdown, they're still going to be set up with 1st and goal.
So the big play gets him down close, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it with Williams. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
One more time for Williams. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Rams will extend their third quarter lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Gainwell to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and Jalen Hurts getting set for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's a short one, caught by Goddard. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line. Hurts will work here from the pistol. Taking off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Second and a yard. Here's a handoff to Barkley. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains. Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. Just a short gain to the 33-yard line.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Second down and 8. Now it's Hurts. Thrown left side. The catch is made. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
We've now seen this quarterback show that he can beat you from both inside and now outside of the pocket. The ability to use his legs to flush out and buy time for his receivers. They uncover downfield, leads to a big pickup.
Hurts to the air on first down. That'll be taken in by Barkley. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
He'll try the zone read on 1st and 10. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense. And I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And he'll be taken down, let's call it the 7-yard line. And here comes 3rd and goal.
Down in the red zone, design quarterback runs are a handful for defenses to account for. But in this case, give them credit. Not a lot of room to maneuver here for the quarterback, and they keep it to a short game.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think their sideline celebrated just a little prematurely, because if you look closer, Mike, it's pretty clear. The receiver did not possess the ball while having both.
Nick Sirianni thought about it, and he wants another look. He has thrown the challenge flag. They're looking both at the feet to see if 2 were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down. So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and it will also cost them a timeout. On 4th down, here comes Jake Elliott for the Philadelphia field goal. This, about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Eagles will cut into that lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Rams offense and Matthew Stafford heading back onto the field. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. On the ground, this is Williams. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, here's Stafford. Nakua snags it over the middle. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
A terrific run there, all the way down to the 30-yard line.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. The catch made by Nakua. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
The Rams punting unit coming out as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And this is as good as you can possibly get. It's out of bounds, and it's marked right at the 1-yard line. Well done. The Eagles offense and their running back set to go once more. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. Defense hoping to push him back and get that safety. He gets to the 2-yard line, but no gain on that one.
On 1st down here, Mike, you're just hoping to give a little breathing room to your offense. Now, if you do decide to pass the ball, your quarterback's not necessarily dropping back into the end zone. But after getting stopped for no gain, they find themselves on 2nd down in the exact same situation.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. To throw is Hurts.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Here comes the Eagles punt team, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. That's taken on this side of midfield. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Rams offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Play action now for Stafford. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be second down.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but that once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
Cup in motion. That's to the left side and pulled in by Higbee. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
And he missed it. It's no good. And their lead will stay right where it is.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. I'll run up the middle with Barkley. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. This one is caught by Dotson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Hurts working in the pistol. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. The open receiver is Dotson. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A pistol snap back to Hurts. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Hurts. There he goes again. And he will score. Game on. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance. But can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Big play for the Eagles as they will try for 2. A run with Barkley. And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Kyron Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Play action, Stafford. He's going to look deep. Going to Cup. And he's out of bounds inside the 30. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 45 yards.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Here's 1st and 10. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. He'll get this complete. It's Cup again. They get 14 on that hookup. 1st down, L.A.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Cooper, Kupp, touchdown, Rams. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On comes Joshua Carty for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Rams will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Covey now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. A quick throw on the slant, taken in by Smith. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he's going to get it. First down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Hurts. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Hurts and Brown connect, and it's a first down for Philly. Out of the gun, he'll throw, and he can't hang on. The contact, it's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch. And in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Now he'll run it. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
They motion a receiver right. On first down, it's Hurts. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
A pass. caught by Saquon. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. And they'll throw here with Hurts. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So the field goal makes it a one-score game here in the 4th quarter as they kick it away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and Cooper Kupp heading back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Now a 1st down throw for Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Throw right side, hauled in by Kupp. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Injured player on the field, and that is Cooper Kupp. That is a player they cannot lose out of this lineup. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. On 1st down, it is Williams. Working his way for a short pickup to the 48. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Williams. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Third and 6. Now it's Stafford. This one is taken in downfield. Big completion. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jordan Whittington. Touchdown, Los Angeles. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
The extra point from Carney is good. And the Rams tack on one more to their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Covey now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. Up the sideline to the 40. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Hurts to the air on first down. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll be second down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. To the outside, catch made by Brown. Here's a third down and 4. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's complete. Tight end got her. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for an Eagles first down.
Okay, so now you pick up that first down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the two needed needs to be fast because you need every possession you can here late in the fourth quarter.
Hurts will try it again. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Hurts will work here from the pistol. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Man in motion is Smith. Third and long for Hurts. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Rams offense make their way out to take over once more. Hey, Greg, this has been something to watch. Let's go through some of these highlights. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
And this is one of those games where dreams are a reality, Mike, and you just can't ever predict when you're going to have a game like today, where just every play call, every ball that you throw, every option that you have downfield is wide open and productive. It's pretty incredible, the ability for them to continue to have their way with this defense, because barring some sort of change from this secondary where they come up with some answers, I don't even think they're done scoring just yet.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. It's Stafford. Working across the field, Nakua has it. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
It's another run here for Williams. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got a man. That's Nakua. Complete.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. We'll try again here, 2nd and 10. In motion, it's Robinson. They run over center with Williams. And he'll get this ahead, gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. On the carry, it's Williams. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down. Punt team headed out for the Rams as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. This is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. Pass downfield is caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play. The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup. Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Off the play fake, Hurts. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. They get 12 yards on that pass. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a 1st down.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. Again, Hurts. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
And with that late score, it's going to give them a little bit of late life here, Mike. But remember, the next series of events is very unlikely. They need to get the onside kick and then likely a Hail Mary situation. So while they definitely have a little bit of a chance, I think it's pretty slim.
Big play for the Eagles as they will try for 2. Gainwell. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts.
I don't love the call. I mean, all week you practice these gotta-have-it plays. Every call sheet, Mike, has 3 or 4 plays that are down here in the goal line that could also be used as 2-point plays. I think to simply turn it around and just hand the ball to your running back, gotta be a little bit more creative. That's a big missed opportunity.
That score, too little, too late. They need a recovery and a miracle here.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Rams are victorious as we say so long from SoFi.